Welcome to Algebra 1, Chapter 8, Section 8. We will start with a review of our vocabulary. Our vocabulary word is greatest common factor, so draw a line from each expression in column A to the greatest common factor in column B. Second, explain why 4 is not the greatest common factor of 12 and 24. Our vocabulary word is cube. For any number a, the cube of a is equal to a times a times a. A cube is a third power, such as 6 cubed, or the quantity of 2y minus 4 cubed. To use our vocabulary, circle the number that is a cube of an integer. Also, cross out expressions that are not cubic polynomials. Well, the only cubic polynomial has a degree of 3. So it's this one. When trying to factor a cubic polynomial, first rewrite the polynomial by grouping the two terms with the highest degree first, and then group the other terms. From there, factor the greatest common factor from each pair of terms. Now you can see that we can use the distributive property and get 4t times 7, that quantity, multiplied by 2t squared plus 5. Then check your answer using either the box method or the FOIL method, which is what we have done here. In the last example, the terms did not have a common greatest factor for each of the terms. In this example, it does. The greatest common factor of the terms is 3h. 3h goes evenly into each term. So we're going to factor that out first. Then we'll start with our steps as described in the previous slide. Group the terms with the greatest degree and then group the others. Factor. And then, as you can see, we will write the three factors of the polynomial. Here I've written out the steps for factoring by grouping. In this example, to factor it, we first look at the terms. Do they share a greatest common factor larger than 1? They do not. Now I'm going to take the largest degrees and separate them from the smaller degrees. Then I'll factor each of those individually. Then I'll factor out the common set of parentheses, and if there's any further factoring I can do, I will do that last. Finally, I check my answer using FOIL or the box method. So here's a summary. When factoring polynomials, first, factor out the greatest common factor. Then, if the polynomial has 2 or 3 terms, look for a difference of 2 squares, a perfect square terminomial, or a pair of binomial factors. If the polynomial has 4 or more terms, group terms to find common binomial factors. As a final check, make sure there are no common factors other than 1. Here's your lesson check. Remember, the first step is to look for a common factor in all of the terms. In this case, there is not one. So you will use the grouping to factor the expression. Now go ahead and group and attempt to factor this. And I'll see you in class tomorrow.